Parents, let's have a look at this discussion that we're looking at for this week. And I believe the comments on this, one comment in particular, is absolutely outstanding. I'm going to send it to everyone in an email after this because I think it is so well thought through and so clear. So, this is what we're looking at. It's not fair for parents to compare their children to each other or to other kids. Now, I hope you can see these comments on the side, but if you can't, I'm going to be reading through them. And just before we get into it, if you want a free week of self-defense classes that we've got set up, hit that link next to it. If you want the paid 6-week program for your kids, the beginner one, I'll just put that one in. I'll chuck the link in, but I've also got a fitness program. I'd suggest starting with the yellow belt one, that basic one, and then moving to the fitness one. But if you want the fitness program, drop a comment and I'll get that link to you as well. Let's get into these comments because they are pretty brilliant. All right. Jenny says, totally not fair unless there are developmental concerns where you would be maybe benchmarking and not comparing, if you get my drift. And I think that's okay because sometimes comparison can be done in a negative way. So if you're comparing the children like, oh, why can't you be like this child? Or why don't you do this? Or if you did this, then you'd be X, Y, Z. And, that's not healthy, right? That's not positive. It can be done in a very positive way, which the next comment is going to explain. From Stacey, I disagree. I think a little healthy competition can be motivating, especially while you're establishing routines that set the foundation for discipline when motivation fails. I'm a twin and I have twins. Comparison is a way of life. I agree. At a micro nuance level, let's change that so you can follow along. You need to work your own trajectory and PRing what you did the day before for sure. So that she's just talking about improving who you are. So when you're looking at the comparison, you're in this sense, the micro sense, when you're just looking at yourself, you're looking at how can I improve me from what I was or who I was yesterday? How can that get better today? I 100% agree with that. I'm completely on board. But also at a macro level, you need to have enough EQ, acumen, and self-awareness to know what the baselines are and where you are in terms of a meritocracy. 100% agree. Those are usually the metrics that will be measured by people in positions potentially above you in job relations or even sports or whatever to create opportunities for you. And you need to be prepared when that happens. 100% agree. One of the things I love about the approach that she's taking in her comment is she's taking a very realistic approach where what she's saying is prepping kids for real life situations. Because in real life situations, you get compared. That's just life. It's how markets work. It's how finances work. It's how jobs work. It's how anything. There is always going to be comparison. And if you're so scared of that or afraid of that, or it hurts your feelings and you can't handle being compared, it's no good. But if you look at it, if you look at it and can see it as a challenge, and you have been taught to frame comparison as an opportunity for you to improve yourself and get better, then when you come up against these situations and you're older, you're actually going to thrive. Like you'll be like, oh, it's a challenge, right? Cool. I didn't get that. Why? Tell me why. Tell me what are the specific reasons? What are the specific things that I have to do to get better? And if you know those things, you're actually going to become a much more effective human being. You're going to get a lot more opportunities as well. So, yeah, I think she's bang on with those points. Let's keep going. Plus, mental fortitude is a thing. Can't be soft and live your feelings. Expecting people to dance around you. Well, you can try, and a lot of the world is, sadly, these days. Truth is your friend. It matters, yes. And it will propel you towards success if you embrace it and work hard. That is so well said. The part about feelings is incredibly important. A lot of things that people are taught now is to disregard what you're thinking, how you're analyzing things, to be analytical with your approach and just, let's see how it feels. And I've got no dramas following your gut instinct. but you got to back it up with fact, right? Like all the geniuses in the world that talk about trust your gut, they did, but then they found actual real hard evidence to back everything up with. That is why they're amazing, and that is why they're looked up to, not because they felt their way through everything. Like it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work successfully that way. And if you're expecting the whole world to change from you because your feelings are too precious and you're too soft to handle a little bit of criticism, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. And like she said, it's not going to set you up for success. I agree with her comment 100%. So I just thought that was an interesting one to share. If you've got your opinions on that, disagree with me, tell me why. I like being challenged. Tell me your views. Tell me what I'm missing. And share that, because it's not, it's going to help me. So I'm being a little bit selfish in that regard. I like it. I like improving this way. But it's also going to help the other parents that are sort of reading this to formulate their opinion. And you don't have to agree with my opinion. But if you can listen to what I'm saying, think about it, like, okay, cool, why is he wrong? Then come back to me. Because that's how we both get better. Everyone improves. And it's going to help everyone else that's watching it. So, yeah, chuck your comments in, criticize me, tell me that I'm horrible, and that's all fine. But for me, comparison's a good thing. It does have to be done in a specific way, and it can be enormously, enormously positive for kids and their development. Leave it there, guys. See you in the next one.